Welcome to the dark underworld of Japan. Japan is widely known as one of the most fascinating and intriguing countries in the world, but behind that shiny facade, there exists a dark and unexplored side. Amidst the bustling streets of Tokyo and the tranquil gardens of Kyoto, a disconcerting reality unfolds, almost invisible to society's eyes. In this seemingly perfect country, social and cultural issues lurk like a ticking time bomb about to explode. Loneliness is one of the major problems plaguing Japanese society. Despite Japan being known for its collectivist culture, many individuals struggle with loneliness and isolation. Social pressure and an emphasis on conformity can lead people to feel alienated and disconnected, resulting in an overwhelming sense of emptiness and despair. For some, this loneliness consumes their souls, affecting their mental and emotional well-being. Loneliness is one of the most impactful issues in the lives of the Japanese population. Surprisingly, even amidst the hustle and bustle of Japan, many people feel utterly lonely and disconnected from society. This loneliness can be caused by a variety of reasons and has a significant impact on people's lives. And it is within this almost invisible problem that a growing group of young individuals draws attention for their unusual behavior. These individuals choose to isolate themselves voluntarily, locking themselves in their rooms and disconnecting from society. They are called hikikomori, voices silenced by fears and anxieties that vanish amidst the crowds, opting for social isolation as a way of life. The disorder known as hikikomori is something that profoundly impacts Japanese society. In simple terms, the word hikikomori means to withdraw or completely isolate oneself, and that is precisely what hikikomori individuals do. They completely isolate themselves from society and live with little to no contact with the outside world. This condition has been a challenge for Japanese society, as these individuals miss out on opportunities to actively contribute to the community and face difficulties regarding their mental health and overall well-being. In the year 1998, psychologist Tamaki Saito conducted a study comparing the behavior of a disorder with that of never-ending adolescence. This analysis resulted in the creation of the term hikikomori, which later became the title of his book, Hikikomori: Adolescence Without End. This work extensively details the problem, highlighting its existence spanning decades in Japanese society. Within the 10th chapter of the book, the author addresses the underlying sadness in domestic violence. He highlights that a considerable percentage of social recluses are accompanied by violent outbursts within the family context, making the challenge of reclusion even more complex to address. In other words, hikikomori is a problem that goes beyond mere preference for staying at home and avoiding social interactions. It involves causes of a familial nature, school-related factors, social pressures, and various other reasons. The room transforms into a separate universe. Individuals facing this problem often fill their time exclusively with games and the internet, and their friendships, if any, are virtual, established through social networks or online games. Loneliness is one of the most common complaints among Japanese individuals suffering from this disorder. The problem can reach such extreme levels that the person lacks the energy to leave the room and perform basic daily activities such as doing the dishes, cleaning the house, or even going to the supermarket alone. This suffering often goes unnoticed and silent, but it is a serious problem that has concerned both the local population and the government. The question is how to effectively deal with hikikomori and ensure the future of young Japanese individuals who increasingly isolate themselves and engage more in games and the virtual world than in real life. Indeed, the high incidence of suicide and mental health problems in Japan, especially among young people, is extremely concerning. In the year 2020, approximately 21,800 cases were recorded in the country, which corresponds to an average of 60 cases per day. Japan faces an unprecedented number of cases, primarily among the younger population and teenagers. However, over the past 2 decades, there has been a significant reduction of approximately 40% in suicide cases in the country. This decline is largely attributed to the efforts of non-governmental organizations such as LifeLink, which was founded in 2004. The motivation for the creation of this NGO arose from the experience of Asuyuki Shimizu, who led a television investigative program about children who lost their parents to suicide and felt the need to intervene. Cases of suicide among minors continue to rise, highlighting that existing support measures are insufficient. The causes behind this alarming number of cases and issues are diverse, but one of the most mentioned, undoubtedly, is social pressure. Japan is known for its strong social pressure, a factor that has been associated with alarming suicide rates in the country. The relentless pursuit of success, a common characteristic in many Asian countries, combined with the need to conform to social expectations and the intense pressure to excel in various areas of life, places an overwhelming burden on individuals. There is a value placed on the concept of genbaru in Japan, which refers to perseverance, hard work, and determination to overcome challenges. While this sense of dedication and perseverance can be admirable in many respects, it can also create an environment of extreme competition and an unbearable level of stress. Social pressure in Japan is particularly felt in academic and professional contexts. Students face intense competition to enter prestigious universities and subsequently the job market. The culture of overwork and long hours can be suffocating. The pursuit of perfection and the fear of failure become heavy burdens to bear. This constant pressure often leads to feelings of hopelessness and isolation. Individuals may feel incapable of meeting the expectations imposed upon them. This situation can result in feelings of inadequacy, loneliness, and helplessness. Unfortunately, for many, this extreme pressure becomes unbearable, and taking one's own life seems to be the only way out. All this social pressure, which begins in schools and extends throughout the careers of Japanese individuals, can lead to enormous levels of demand and stress, thus creating another serious problem known as karoshi. The word karoshi originates from Japan and means death by overwork. In Japan, the idea of working to exhaustion is real and more common than one might imagine. Much of this culture of overwork arises from competition and the pursuit of meeting the aforementioned social standards. The valorization of hard work as a symbol of a Japanese citizen's ethic began around the 1920s, during a period of rapid industrialization and militarization of the country. It didn't take long for the subsequent generations to be raised with the idea that their goal was to become dedicated entrepreneurs and demonstrate loyalty and appreciation for work. This ideology shaped an extremely competitive educational system in Japan. Japanese society values such extreme dedication to work that many individuals find themselves trapped in a web of expectations and burdens. The commitment to work is so intense that workers are often required to stay beyond regular hours, taking unpaid overtime. This culture of hard work can have serious consequences for the physical and mental health of workers, including high levels of stress, exhaustion, and even severe illnesses. Nature itself can pose a threat to Japan. It is not only human beings who face challenges in the country, but Japan's own nature is relentless and volatile. Violent earthquakes shake the land with alarming frequency. Devastating tsunamis engulf the coast with overwhelming fury, and dormant volcanoes awaken, releasing clouds of ash and causing chaos. A constant battle between serene beauty and impending destruction permeates the Japanese landscape. Due to its location in a region with unfavorable geographical formation and intense seismic activity, Japan is considered a dangerous country to live in. Minor tremors have become part of the everyday life of the Japanese people. However, this is not something that easily surprises them, as the country is prepared to deal with such events. It is important to be aware of potential risks and be minimally prepared for unforeseen events and natural phenomena when visiting Japan, as these weather events can be daunting for first-time foreigners. The situation of earthquakes in Japan and neighboring countries is a serious and concerning matter. Many researchers and scientists believe that there is a high probability of a significant earthquake occurring in the country within the next 30 years, capable of causing considerable destruction. According to an estimate made by the University of Tokyo in 2016, there is a 98% probability of an event known as the Great Kanto earthquake occurring within the next 30 years in the region where the Japanese capital is located. The last major earthquake recorded in this area was in 1923, with a magnitude of 7.8. These pieces of information highlight the need to be prepared and aware of seismic risks when visiting Japan. In history, over 140,000 people lost their lives in this event. While many Japanese people may be unaware of this occurrence, it has left a deep mark in the country's history, and experts are concerned about the possibility of a similar event happening again. Japan lives in constant hope that nothing happens, but it is also aware of the imminent and almost predictable risk that something may occur at any time. Therefore, the country, along with several neighboring nations in Asia, is on the edge of potential chaos. However, why isn't the population in panic or despair? The Japanese government, in collaboration with various institutions, has implemented a series of measures to prepare for and effectively respond to natural disasters. One of the main approaches adopted is investing in infrastructure designed to handle these situations. Japan has built advanced engineering structures such as earthquake and tsunami-resistant buildings and bridges, as well as giant wave barriers and various other protective measures. As we explore this unknown world of Japan, we discover more and more fascinating aspects about this incredible country. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out the upcoming videos available on the end screen. Big hugs, and hope to see you there.